So I need to do a formative check. I need to walk around and see if you guys can do this. Okay, the 10 says that the A value is 4. It's kind of weirdly written. It needs to be fixed. But the A value is 4 and the W value is 2. Okay, and so we have two numbers on the same graph. Explain by writing an equation. Oh, so tell me what the change is. Write an equation, and then we're going to sketch it. Right now, I just want you guys to tell me what's going to happen to the graph, and then write an equation for it, okay? So, to explain this, what you should have written was, okay, this 4 right here is going to vertically stretch. And this 2 right here is going to horizontally shrink. Or compress. It used to be writing compress, now I'm writing shrink. Okay, your equation should say y equals, or you could have used f of x. I'm down with both. F of x equals 4 sine 2x. Okay? So, this is something new that you guys, well, I already told you guys this another time, but here's a repeat. In order to graph sine, to make it simple for you guys, and it's the way I do it too, I first find the period. Now the period has changed on this because of that too. So this is how you find it. Do you guys know what the regular period is? It says right here, 2 pi. So you take 2 pi, and then you divide it by the W. And what is W? 2. It's the omega. So what do I get? What's my period?
Pi.
Okay. So I'm going to use that to help me graph. Now I want to call your attention to something. Don't write this. Just watch. There's a couple points that you have to know in order to graph a sine function. You have to know the end point, and the beginning point, and the middle point. You see those points right there?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Those 3 points are all on the midline of the sine function. In this case, it's the x-axis because we didn't shift up or down. And then you also have to know this one right here and one right here. This is the max and the min. Once you get those points, it makes it very easy to copy or to trace. Okay? So, let's look at what we have for our new graph. Our new graph has a period of pi. So the beginning's right there. The pi is right there. Where's the middle? Right there. At pi over 2. So then you have your max and your min. What is the max going to be for this function? 4. So I'm going to go all the way up to 4 and put a dot right there. And then I'm going to go all the way down to negative 4 and put a dot right there. That is how you graph sine.
Oh.
And then you continue it on. Do another pi, and then you have the middle, and then you have your max and your min. So you have max, min, and then you keep the line going. And if you're really good, you don't even need the markings anymore. You can just do it. Whoops. I just don't like this last part. Okay? So for this next one, we have an amplitude of negative 2, which is a vertical flip and a vertical stretch. And then we have that omega. The omega is a 1/2. That's a horizontal stretch.
Wait, how is that?
Because the 1/2 is between 0 and 1. That will stretch the function horizontally. So then your equation would look like this. You'd have y. You put the negative 2 out in front of the sine, because that's your amplitude. And that 1/2 is going to multiply to the x. Alright, so how do we graph this? Now, just like the other one, we need to have our period. So let's find our period first. We have period equals 2 pi divided by whatever is multiplying to the x, because that is the w. And so I'm going to divide it by 1/2. Now that's kind of weird, dividing by a fraction. I hope that you're thinking in your head, Oh, you just have to multiply by the reciprocal, which would then give you 4 pi. So 4 pi is the end. 4 pi is not even on this graph. So I'm going to extend this graph so you guys can see 4 pi. I'll put 4 pi right here. And this would be the middle of 4 pi. Okay, so we have our end right here and our beginning right here.
Taj Thompson, please report.
The middle of 4 pi, 0 and 4 pi, is going to be 2 pi, so that is right here. And then we need the middle of those so we can find our max and our mins. So the middle of 0 and 1 pi, the middle of 0 and 2 is 1 pi, which is right here, so I'm going to put a mark right there. And then the middle of 2 pi and 4 pi is 3 pi, so I'm going to put a mark right there. So normally I'd put my max right here and my min right here. But something changed. We have a vertical flip and stretch. The stretch is to a 2. So for my max is now a min because it flips vertically, and we are going to go down to -2 because of the 2. So we're going to put a 2 right here, or a minimum right there. And our maximum is now this one, and that's going to be up here. Then connect the dots. Whoa. And that's how you graph it.